Hi everyone, in this video we're going to see how we can publish our web page for free in several different ways. I have made a folder on my desktop. I called it publishing page video, and I have several files there. Let's open this project in our code editor. I'm using Sublime Text. And what we have here is we have index.html file, which is our homepage. Then we have a CSS file with some styles. I have a folder called images with one picture in it, and another file which is called about.html. So this is our main file, our entry point. It's important that this file is called index.html, not main.html or homepage.html or front page. So it should be called index.html, because once we will publish, the browser will look for the entry point which is called index.html. And if you named your file differently, it will give you 404 error. First approach we're going to use would be with a service called search, right? It's a free publishing platform which gives us command line tools to work with. What we need to do is we need to install search first. Before we will install it, we need to make sure that we have Node installed, because we will have to use npm, Node Package Manager. So if you don't have Node installed, then go to this website and install the LTS version for your platform, Mac OS or Windows. If you're on Windows, you install Node, and then you need to restart your laptop. So once this is done, we will have npm in our terminal, and we will be able to install search and use it. Let's open our terminals, and first thing you want to do is to install search. For that, we're going to use npm install -g global name of the package search. So you run it once, it will install the latest version of search, and you will be ready to go. Let it finish. Once we have it, we need to go to the folder with this project, because we will run search from the folder of this project, the one we want to publish. So mine is in the desktop. I go here, I do ls to make sure that I'm in the correct folder. I can do pwd to make sure that I'm here. Okay, and what we need to do is to run search. First time you will run it, it will ask you to provide email and password, so that search will remember that projects which you published, they belong to you, and you will be able to remove them later if you need it. After you will enter your email and create the password, then you will need to confirm the folder which you are publishing. This is the current folder, so we just hit enter. Then search will generate a unique URL which you can change. So everything which comes before .search.sh could be changed, or if you are fine with what you have here, you can just hit enter. And then let's run it again. Okay, if you have the same error, you do not have permissions to publish, then if you're on Mac, you do sudo search. Then you type the password from your laptop. You confirm the folder, you confirm the URL, hit enter. It's uploading files and publishing them. Then this URL becomes the link to your published web page, right? If I go there, then I will see my page. Now, if you want to update the published page, let's say you did some changes, I will change version to another one, 2.0, save the file. Now we just need to go back to the terminal and run search again. Okay, we will confirm the folder, and then it will generate a new URL. So if you want to use the previous URL, you just need to delete that one and type the one you want to use. In this case, it will just update. It will not publish in the new location, but it will update the one you already have. So now we will go back to this URL and refresh the page. Then we will see version 2.0, right? So it was updated successfully. Okay, that's one of the ways to publish a page for free. Then another one would be to use GitHub Pages. to use GitHub Pages, what we need is to create a repository on github.com, right? So let me go to GitHub website. If you don't have an account there, you can sign up for free. If you have an account, you will go to your dashboard, then you need to create a new repository. Give it some name. You can make it public or private. If it's private, then it will be accessible only for those users you give access to. So let's go with public, create repository. Okay, once done, we need to do all of these steps here. So we can just get all of them. And from the folder with our project, we can execute them all together. Or if it's not working all together, then we will do one by one. So we do git init to initialize a new project. Then we need to add all the files into the next commit. Then we have to create the commit. Okay, and then we need to link to our remote repository. Okay, it's already existing there, and we need to git push. First time we need to push to upstream origin master main. Okay, now we are pushing. Now we go back to GitHub, refresh the page, we can see our code, and now we need to go to the settings, pages, choose the branch we want to use, save, and we will have URL. So now this URL will be serving our page from the repo of GitHub we just created. Okay, give it some time, it will propagate properly, and then it will be available here. Okay, now we have it version 2.0. Now if we want to do some changes here, what we need to do is just push code to our GitHub. So let's say I modified the file, saved it, then I go back to my terminal, and I need to do these three commands: git add dot, git commit some message, let's say version 3.0, and git push. As soon as your code is pushed to GitHub, then it will also update your GitHub page. So now we had version 2.0, now if I will refresh, it will become version 3.0. And now we have version 3.0 at the URL which we created, then we activated the pages on GitHub for this project. Now another way we can publish the page for free would be with Netlify, which is really popular service. We go to netlify.com, sign up or log in. Right, then we click this button. We want to make a new site from GitHub repo, and we need to link Netlify to our GitHub account. Okay, then if you don't see the repo you're looking for, then you click this and you choose which repos you want to make available for your Netlify. So you scroll down and you select which repository you want to use, and we want to use this publishing page example repository. Save changes here. Now you will see your repository in Netlify, and you can publish it successfully by clicking this deploy site button. Right, and then once deployment will be completed, you will have a URL from Netlify, which you can also use as a link to share with people. Right, now we have this URL, and we can go to this URL to see our page. And we have it. Now, if you want to update this page published on Netlify, what we need to do is we do some changes, save the file or files, and then we need to push the code to GitHub because Netlify is taking the source from GitHub. So we need to repeat these three commands again: git add, git commit, let's say version 4, git push. All right, it's pushed correctly, and eventually it will be updated on Netlify as well. If I refresh my page, now I can see version 4.0 is already live on Netlify, right? And then one more way to do that would be through GitLab Pages. So now if you're using GitLab as the platform to host your repos, then what you need to do is to go to gitlab.com, sign up or log in, create a new project, give it some name, make it public, we don't need readme, create project. Okay, and now we need to link our local repo to this GitLab repo. So for that, because I already have Git and it's pointing to GitHub, what I can do is that I can remove the .git folder so that it will clear all the Git history, and then I can initialize a new Git project here, and then I need to do these steps. They're same, just pointing to GitLab instead of GitHub. Okay, now everything is done, everything is pushed, and we have our code on GitLab. But to use the pages for GitLab, we need to do a couple of extra steps, right? First, we need to change our file structure a little bit. So we need to put all the files of our project into a folder which is called public. So we make a new folder called public. And then we need to move all the files we have, and also a folder with the images, into this new public folder. Okay, so now everything sits there. Then we need to create a special file with configuration for GitLab Pages to work properly. So the name of this file should be, I'm making a new file, and it should be called .gitlab-ci.yml. Okay, once I made this file, I need to put the specific content there, which is available on the documentation for GitLab Pages, and I need to save this file, and then I need to push my code to GitLab again. And git push. Okay, now once we pushed it to GitLab, you can refresh the page here to see that everything's fine. We can check the jobs section here. We can see that it's running, it's parsing our config file, this one, and as soon as it will be finished, it will be live on GitLab Pages, and we will also have a URL available to share with people, right? So now it says it's passed. Check the pipelines, everything is fine. So now we can go to settings, pages, and we will have URL. If we will click it, we will see our page, right? Now if we want to update it here, same as before. We do some changes, let's say version 5.0, and we need to push the code to GitLab. So we need to repeat these 3 commands. Version 5.0 and git push. Okay, so now the code on GitLab was updated, and it will be also updated with our GitLab pages, right? We just give it a moment for the runner to execute the job here. Now it's passed, pipelines, everything is passed. So eventually it will be updated here as well, and we will see version 5.0. Okay, now we have version 5.0 on GitLab Pages as well. Right, so these are 4 ways of publishing your page for free: Netlify, GitHub Pages, GitLab Pages, and search.